I think I was sick at that time.
Oh.
That you figured it out.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I did it while you were gone? I did something without you? How is that possible?
No, I think the last day I was on with you, which was last Wednesday,
Is that
you
what it
had
was?
figured it out. Yeah. It was something that the camera was keeping you from doing it.
Yes, it was on the blacklist.
Yeah.
Why do they call it a blacklist?
I do not know.
I don't either. All right, so there's that. That's expanded. That's up. There's that.
All right. He's
There.
calling it 7:30.
Good. I would like there not to be closed captions, but and yet they're still being generated. Because every time I see closed captions, I have to read them. Kenny! I cannot watch
Can't watch what?
you naked. That
I can't watch me naked either.
Okay, so it's not just me. I will stand to the side of the mirror. I will purposely avoid eye contact
Yeah.
with myself.
With yourself.
So it's not just me. I wrote myself a note here. It says, "Is it here to stay?"
Okay. We'll find out what that is.
Is what here to stay?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either.
Oh, when did you write the note?
I don't know. I didn't
Oh.
date it. Post-it note.
Did you find it along with that freaking brick receipt you sent me?
I think so.
All right. As long as the
Sarah?
automation works like it's supposed to today. It's been a while.
How about we say as long as the automation works correctly
Yeah.
instead of as supposed?
It's like it's supposed to.
You're right. Yeah. Debbie, Lisa, Jeremy. Isn't that cute? They have like a combined account. Lisa and Jeremy, but it's Lisa dash Jeremy. It's so sweet. It's togetherness.
Why is there a hot tub? I'll explain during the show. Okay.
You won't believe it.
Who knew?
I didn't know.
Huh.
I did not know. Oh, I look like a derelict.
All right, let's do this.
50 Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Mojo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now.
That's good.
Thank you. The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. Almighty Mojo 50.
Seriously, I look like a derelict. I do. I look like a gutter drunk. Can
Dude,
you
nobody
still say
gives
that?
a shit as long as they're looking at your face this morning, which is me. I'm
Man.
glad to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Welcome back.
My age, it's good to see anyone at this point. So yeah, it's been what has it been? Almost a week since we've been here
Let's
together.
see, you were here Thursday.
Yeah, and then
I
you
I
were
think
not.
I think Wednesday was I here Wednesday?
It's been a
even?
week. You've changed a
dog.
lot in a week.
I did. Yeah, I cut my hair again
Yeah,
and trimmed down this
thing.
nastiness. Yeah.
Right. Oh, it's both of us are frozen on Facebook. I won't look over there anymore.
Yeah,
See, I
don't
can't
look
look
at
at
Facebook.
I can't look at the Facebook feed because they turn on closed captions. Have you noticed this?
And then you've got to read.
You've got to read them. That's why I can't. I mean, if there's a show where you have to turn on the closed, it's like what'd they say? Because they mumble the word and you turn on the closed caption and just to see the word, and then you leave it and you find yourself staring at the closed caption the whole time and not watching what's on the screen.
That's true.
Why is that?
I watched a lot of stuff when I was working in the shop over the Christmas get together. I mean, getting ready for Christmas.
Right.
Because everything was running in the shop, I could barely hear the audio, so I would read.
So you had to read it.
Yeah.
But when you're just sitting in the living room and there's no other noise, there's no reason to have the and you start
You're
to feel
correct.
Right. You start to feel like, the old person. Grandpa's got the closed captions on again. I don't know what it's.
There are good closed captions and there are bad.
Oh, we have a news update from the Tongan News, the Tongan leading news website. That would be Matangi Tonga Online.to. This
And
is
what makes it the leading news website?
I think it may be the only website
I
that
got you.
Tonga
Okay.
has. This was, let's see, was it this week? The big, of course, everybody knows about the volcano that erupted. A team of Tongan geologists went out to observe the January 14th eruption of the Tonga Hahapi volcano. Witnessed spectacular explosions on the dangerous mission on Friday afternoon. The pulsating explosions throughout the day were also viewed from weather satellites in space. That was amazing watching the satellite view of the Tongan volcano exploding. Did you hear how powerful
massive.
it was?
Massive.
What was it, like 300 of the bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima? Something
if not more.
stupid. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable how much power this thing has out there. Remember, that's Mother Nature.
Yeah.
But we can change all that. Remember, only you can prevent climate change.
There you go.
They need to bring back Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear. Exactly. It's
Only
time.
you can prevent forest fire.
Right.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, so that's our news update for this morning from Tonga. I don't see any
Tatonga.
any other news on
Wasn't that in a
Tatonga's
movie?
website.
Tatonga?
That would be Tatonga. That would be from
Tatonga.
Dances with Wolves. Tatonga.
Oh, Tatonga. Yeah, that was
Yes.
that. Yeah.
See, if you want to join the program, if you've forgotten how over the past week, don't forget to use the hashtag What I Learned Today. It just makes it easier for us to find and ignore you. Stinky Biscuit on the Twitters. Look like a derelict. I might be a derelict.
I might be
There's
there.
something to be said for being a bum. What is it? The difference between a bum and a hobo? A hobo goes to town to town and works. A bum just hangs around. Are we almost there? Says glad to see your faces this morning. Sure. Rebel Patriot, morning boys. Time to do the hustle. Oh, you know what it is? Earworm Wednesday, is it not? Which this is one.
what?
It's
Wednesday already?
I know, right? I
Jeez.
know. My whole year has been screwed up. I have no idea what day
So
it is.
far, yep.
It is so out of whack. It feels like a Monday, but it's a Wednesday. The Thompson twins, who were neither named Thompson nor were they twins. So this one should get us canceled from YouTube right quick, right?
Well, we're already canceled. Well, we're not canceled. We're on hiatus from one of our YouTube channels.
What's that mean exactly?
The primary one.
What does that mean?
We're on the backup. That means that they freaking hammered us down for something.
Well, we don't know what.
Medical. Oh, it was medical misinformation from some show we did last week where
All
I
right.
told them, where I told YouTube to kiss our ass.
And what exactly has? Why does Facebook hate black people? Speaking of being canceled, why does Facebook hate black people?
I don't know. We're going to talk to Watson Prunier about it here in about 20 minutes because apparently all his crap disappeared off of Facebook.
So Facebook deleted all of it.
We don't know who deleted it. Yeah, we don't know
it
who
could be
deleted it.
Watson who deleted it, quite frankly, with his technical
He could have
skills.
clicked a button somewhere and
Right.
just poof, it's gone, but I don't think so.
Every one of Watson Prunier's Battle for Freedom shows
Yeah.
has been deleted from Facebook. All
Yeah.
of them. Not just one or two or 10, but
The
hundreds
dude does 5 a day, 5 a week, right?
So
So
it's
think about
hundreds.
it. Hundreds
have been deleted. So
are just gone.
and again, it may have just been an
Well, we
a
were
button
concerned a
that's-
little bit that maybe like his intro music that he uses, or
Right.
break music, became known, but he says it's all royalty free. So I don't know,
All right.
because
So it could be that Facebook hates black people. I mean, that's within the realm of possibilities.
correct.
All right. Well, we'll find out from Watson coming up here at the bottom of the hour when he calls in, and we'll get a.
Okay, Lord James of Augusta, please never ever tweet shit like that again.
What did he put out there?
God dog.
What was it?
That's just you go look.
I don't want to have to look. That's I don't see. Oh, yeah. Don't ever. Yeah. Don't ever tweet that again. All
That
right.
is disturbing, dude.
Jumping into the big stuff now, the former head of the United Kingdom's vaccine task force is saying it's time now to stop wasting the vaccine on people. This is the former chairman of the UK's vaccine task force. He said it's a waste of time to keep vaccinating people against COVID. The important role in helping big pharma companies create the COVID jabs began calling for an end to mass vaccination. He told LBC Radio, the Omicron variant is relatively mild, and to just keep vaccinating people and thinking of doing it again to protect the population is, in my view, now a waste of time. He did an interview with the Epic Times. He said the focus should now be on protecting the vulnerable, those people over 60, 2% of whom remain unvaccinated. A lot of news came out, and the interest, if you go to CNN or any of the mainstream media outlets, you will not see anything about the vaccine being pointless, I guess would be the word. In a separate report, and thank you, Beaver, for sending this one. The UK, this is a national daily newspaper. I think this would be from the UK. The UK has admitted that COVID vaccine damages the natural immune system. Huh. That's weird. The UK government has admitted the vaccines damage the natural immune system of those who have been double vaxxed. The UK government admitted that once you have been double vaxxed, you will never again be able to acquire full natural immunity to COVID variants or possibly any other virus. That's kind of scary.
What?
Right? That's pretty scary if it's true. In its week 42 COVID-19 vaccine surveillance report, the UK Department of Health admits on page 23, and it's out there. It does say this on page 23. And I don't know, not being a doctor, having played a dentist once in a student film, I do have a certain degree of credibility, however, but I can't say what N antibody levels in your body do. I didn't know you had N antibodies. But according to the UK Department of Health, on page 23, the N antibody levels appear to be lower in people who become infected after 2 doses of vaccination. It goes on to say that this drop in antibodies is essentially permanent. What does this mean? We know that vaccines do not prevent infection or transmission of the virus. That's true because we heard Rachel Walensky from the National Institutes, or from the CDC rather, say that. It doesn't stop the transmission. And even if you're vaccinated, you may or may not get sick. Now, it may make the symptoms less severe, but who knows? The report elsewhere shows that vaccinated adults are now much more likely to be infected than unvaccinated ones. The British now find the vaccine interferes with the body's ability to make antibodies after infection, not only against the spike protein, but also against other parts of the virus. So you won't see anything about this, of course, on the mainstream media because this is medical misinformation, no doubt, mainly because it comes from the UK. How is that possible? How is that possible that this is misinformation when they've done this study?
Because Reuters put out a story that says fact check. Lower number of anti-N antibodies does not indicate lower immunity. I mean,
I don't know if it does or not. It might.
Where do you go?
Right.
Who do you use as your
the fact check? We should start a fact checking service. Why not?
And if you don't think you have to fact check the FDA, was it the FDA and,
right.
and the
CDC?
You're wrong. Those are not your ultimate answers either.
That's just it.
The only thing you can do is find a trusted resource. That's it. And then you have to determine whether your trusted resource is trustworthy. I know. It's who do you go to?
Because if you look at PolitiFact and the rest of those, if you look at the companies or the organizations behind them, they are a bunch of leftist organizations. PolitiFact is at the Annenberg Foundation. I looked it up some time ago, but just look up who's who's giving money to the PolitiFacts and there's a factcheck.org is another one. Look who gives money to them, and you'll find out which way they're going to lean. And I haven't seen one. Actually, no, I have seen one out there that may lean to the right, but I can't remember what the hell the name of it is. Is it the Daily Caller that sponsors one of them? So I'd be more inclined to believe what they say, but it's hard to know. How do you find out what the hell the truth is? I mean, you can look around you and see what's going on. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I know now who have had COVID. I think that everybody in the world is going to get it at this point.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see a large group of doctors.
Yes.
Split down the middle in their views. Let's say 50 doctors in a giant room sitting around a table.
Yep.
25 of doctors who believe this, 25 of doctors who believe that. And I want it to be pay-per-view TV.
Ooh, that's good.
And I want to watch their discussions. Because
that's
I want
a great idea.
I want to know, because damn it, I don't know who is right and who is wrong.
Right.
But everybody keeps telling me you're right, you're wrong, they're right, they're wrong.
Right.
How am I supposed to know? Look, everybody in this world, not just in the US, are all confused.
Yep.
Put these doctors in a room and say, let's figure this out. If you're not in agreement from a scientific standpoint by the end of the day or the end of the month, whenever you get done.
Right. The trouble is you'd have it goes back to money and why these doctors won't.
Well, why they'll say what they'll say.
Right. They'll say what they'll say. And the doctors that you see that will not go along with the narrative, you see them being canceled because the money that goes to the hospitals where they work, that comes down in the form of grants from the National Institutes of Health, the hospital is not going to put that money in jeopardy by being the black sheep of the family and not going along with the narrative. So they likely get a phone call. Hey, Dr. Smith down there, we see him out there on TV, and he's not in lockstep. And if you want the checks to keep coming, you need to get to rein in Dr. Smith and keep him from spewing this what we'd like to call misinformation. And then the hospital says, all right, you either shut up or you're fired. And Dr. Smith wants to keep getting the paycheck, and he says, all right, I'll shut up. Or he does like Simone Gold and some others who get out there and who buck the system and are willing to stand up for what's right. And who was the woman down in Houston, the doctor? Was it Mary Bowden Talley? I can't believe. I think that's her name.
Yeah.
But she got fired by the hospital there because she wouldn't go along with the narrative. And people like that need our support. You can follow her on social media, and she has a private practice now, so that's she's at least bringing in a paycheck. What was the other thing? The picture. The picture I put that out there on Twitter. Who knew?
You talking about your hot tub? Was that your hot tub?
Is that amazing? I mean, that's right. It's like
it's right in the room.
It's like indoors, right? I was like, oh, wait until you hear where that one is.
It's a bathtub, dude.
That's not just a bathtub.
It's a whirlpool bathtub.
That is a party in a corner.
I have been in many of those.
It's because you're a whore.
It just so happened the hotel we would stay at had that in the room.
Well, wait until you hear which hotel had that, because I had no idea.
Best Western.
No, it wasn't Best Western.
Motel 6.
Nope.
All right.
Not that either.
Super 8.
Nope, not them. I will tell you after I say that in my cup this morning, in my cat cooler mug right here, my cat tumbler, is the fabulous Cloud Club coffee from American Pride Roasters. Now, I don't think you can buy this by itself on the American Pride Roasters website, but this is some of the best coffee I've ever tasted, and I think it only goes to like the insider. You have to be a member of the Insiders Club. So I'm kind of breaking tradition in advertising something that you can't buy. But I will say this, that there are a lot of other flavors on the American Pride Roasters website that you can just buy them outright. And if you taste one that tastes great to you, imagine one that's even better than that. But it's like you have to be part of the secret club to get it. That's the whole point of being in a secret club, a good secret club, is being able to get stuff that other people can't get. Then you can go, start bragging to your friends that you're getting. It's like, man, you should taste this coffee. I'd love to get some. Where do I get? Oh, you can't.
No, sorry.
But it really is good. It's like got this, almost a creamy texture to it. It's really amazing coffee. And it's out there from American Pride Roasters. But again, you can't buy it.
Big fan.
Huge
fan of creamy textures.
Creamy textures. You can get the Frederick Douglass. It is back, the off-track blend. Beauty of the off-track blend is that it is, you never know what you're going to get. It's like that box of chocolates thing. It's always going to be different. It's, you know what? It's like going to a chocolate factory and getting all of the scraps, the leftover scraps of chocolate. It doesn't matter what kind of chocolate. If you put it all in a big lump, it's still chocolate and it's still fabulous. And that's the beauty of Off Track. It's still coffee and it's all these different blends. But like I say, it's never the same thing twice. That you've got also Brad's Brown Bag, which is out there, and it is a mix of Africa, Eurasia, and the Americas. It is tasty. It's darker. I just happen to like the medium to darker roasts. That's just once you go medium to dark.
Yep.
You never go out on a lark or something like that. It's all at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. The best coffee you will ever put in your mouth and indeed swallow. All right, so the hot tub. This is technically it's a jetted tub.
Yeah.
This
I have one in my bathroom right now.
Does it look like
it's not a corner one like that one.
So it's not as big up. I mean, you could fit 3 or 4 of your closest friends in this thing. It's huge.
Yeah.
This was at a Holiday Inn Express. Have you ever heard of a Holiday Inn Express having a hot tub in? Not just,
I don't honestly.
It's in the. It's not like it's in the bathroom. It's
correct.
like right next to
part of the room. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that is right. That is. I don't know if this is and this was in Forest City, Arkansas. Who knew that Forest City, Arkansas had such a party palace? Right?
Did you use it?
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah, you used
Bambi and who else showed up for the party? There was all heck yeah, I used the thing. It was huge. You can't. That would be that's a sin against nature right there. If you have one of these in your room and you don't use it,
yeah.
You're going to get kicked out of the He-Man Club real fast. I was amazed that there would be a Holiday Inn Express that had a huge whirlpool tub in the corner. It was one of life's little happy surprises, and because we drove to Nashville over the weekend because Christmas was delayed because of the Rona and everything else, and it is a miserable 10-hour drive from Dallas, Texas to Nashville, Tennessee, especially when it's kind of cloudy, and we had the winter storm warning, so it was just a nasty 10 hours, and along about hour number 9. You are ready to claw your way out of the vehicle. So this was one of those little happy. Look, it's like a little. It was a jewel just along the otherwise miserable route of the journey. As was a stop at Buc-ee's. And again, if you have never been to a Buc-ee's convenience store, you are missing a huge part of life. Do not die before you've gone to Buc-ee's. Big news, though, this morning, the world's largest Buc-ee's will no longer be in Texas, where it has been for many.
What?
Yeah, it is no longer going to be in Texas. The one down
guess.
New Braunfels.
Yeah.
Was the
No, let me guess where it's going to be now. Florida.
Nope.
No?
Tennessee.
Really?
They are building a brand new Buc-ee's in Tennessee, out in Sevierville, and it's not Sevierville, it's Sevierville. It's like Louisville. And Nashville, for that matter. It's not Nashville. It's Nashville. So they're going to build this in Sevierville, Tennessee. It will be positioned as the first stop on everyone's Smoky Mountain adventure. It will have 120 fuel pumps, a 250-foot car wash, and 74,000 square feet of indoor shopping. And people who've never been to a Buc-ee's and you try to describe a Buc-ee's to them.
You don't know what 120 fuel pumps looks like until you go to a Buc-ee's that has them.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, my God. And guess what? Every one of them bitches will be full.
Yeah. And no trucks are allowed. No 18-wheelers.
No 18-wheelers. And that's a huge parking lot.
Yeah. And when you go in, and there's some bad news, though. I do bad news from Buc-ee's, and we confirmed this, too. But inside Buc-ee's, it is they have the cleanest restrooms you will ever see.
Yep.
And I've never seen as many urinals in one place as I have at a Buc-ee's. Have you?
No, and they all have these the cleanser dispensers
Yes.
for the for your hands.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to go to the sink.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, they're just I guess they make it up in volume.
There's probably what 30 or 40 urinals.
Oh, easily.
Easy. Yeah.
I've never seen, and it doesn't smell clean. I mean, not each urinal, but every bathroom smells clean. And they have
and they sell art literally all the way down the hallway into the bathroom.
Yep. They have the best brisket sandwiches you've probably ever tasted, and they had the best cookies that were there. I think they were called Beaver Bites.
The cookies?
Yeah,
I like the beaver nuggets. I don't know.
Okay, were those the Snickerdoodles?
No, they're not cookies. The beaver nuggets are like a popcorn style.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Gigantic
right.
cheese.
Well,
thing.
I think
it's not cheese though; it's caramel.
I think the Beaver Bites. I think those were the Snickerdoodle cookies. So they were about
Dude, it doesn't matter what you get in there. If
Well,
it's got a private label Buc-ee's thing on it, it's going to be good.
Because they have their own kitchen, they make it right there. But they stopped. They stopped making the Snickerdoodle cookies.
I don't even look for those. Go to the jerky bar. Son of a bee. They have more beef jerky in that place.
I didn't know they had a jerky.
Oh yeah, it's a jerky bar.
That sounds like fun. Where the hell's a jerky bar?
Well, the one that's up here by Texas Motor Speedway, they have a jerky bar. I mean, one of the whole back left sides of that kitchen area in the middle is all beef jerky.
I had no idea they had a jerky bar. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I had no idea they had a jerky bar.
Yep.
I didn't know anybody had a jerky bar.
Beaver Nuggies. Pickle Squirrel says, I only have to drive 8 to 9 hours to get to a Buc-ee's now. Beaver Nuggies. My day is officially made.
Alan Trotter over in the Facebook chat room says, how do those urinals taste? I would imagine if they taste like they smell, clean.
I'm being told that Beaver Bites are still there, but no Snickerdoodles.
Okay, so I thought the Beaver Bites were Snickerdoodles. All right,
I don't think so.
In any event, the Snickerdoodles were amazingly soft, and we went up and asked one of the employees behind at the bakery part, like, what happened to the Snickerdoodles? Oh, we decided to stop carrying those.
What?
It's like, wait a minute. No one asked me if you should stop because they are amazingly good. I mean, they were really good.
Seriously, if you don't spend $50 when you walk into a Buc-ee's,
you're doing it wrong.
Every time, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. There were two guys. We were walking into a hotel. Two guys walking out. We're going, hey, you guys going to Buc-ee's? Everybody knows about the beaver. Watson is next.
Happily promoting the 4 F's. Freedom, faith.
Clear. Everybody knows about the beaver.
Everybody knows about the beaver. 120 gas pumps.
That's massive, dude. The one up here at TMS has about that many.
Texas Motor. Yeah, that's
one. I've been to the one in New Braunfels. That's a huge store.
That was the biggest.
God,
and it's no longer going to be the biggest. Look at the fish I just sent you. I just sent you a fish.
I like fish.
This one's ugly. Oops.
Oh, good Lord.
I just put the link over in the oh, did it yeah, they're fish. Welcome. You're welcome in the Facebook chat room. So I'm considering getting Hootsuite. You know how much that is?
No. How much is it?
$50 a month.
Oh, no shit.
But it will
That's the one that will broadcast to all of them.
To all of them, yes, at one time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's.
All right, here we go.
I don't know what to do.
Watson, is that you?
Yes, it is.
All right, hang on for just a second.
Black
We're back in
man,
about
black
30 seconds,
man.
bud.
Black man stinking.
We got a black man speaking over here.
Yeah, on Mondays you got black man thinking, and right now you got black man stinking.
All right, hang on a second.
All right.
Let's see. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Today.
The Daily Mojo.
Pure Beaver on the Twitters. Everyone knows about the Beaver. Am I that popular? Are you kidding? Everyone loves the Beaver.
Everyone loves the Beaver.
And the people who don't simply don't know the Beaver.
They just don't.
Right. Just saying. Let's see. Amtrak says there's a rash of new Buc-ee's all over the place, one being built in South Carolina, Tennessee. There are at least 2 in Georgia. They're starting to show up in every state, or so it seems. Up until 2019, they were only in Texas. And
Correct.
2019, they started building new ones, and the Beaver was spreading across.
When we went to
entire
Disney
country.
or to Florida,
Yep.
this last right before Christmas or at Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
we were driving from Jacksonville down to Orlando. We passed 2 of them. I'm like, wow! When did they finally spread out of Texas? But
Right, the Beaver is spreading everywhere. I mean, and I don't know how many states it's going to end up being in, but it will be huge.
it's kind of a unique store. It really is.
Yeah, if you
It's
don't-
not like a quick trip.
no.
It's just a unique, but it's a travel destination. Honestly,
It is, because you could live in a Buc-ee's
you could. There's plenty of stuff to live.
for years. Because they've got clothing,
Yep, tents,
yeah,
coolers,
food, drinks.
yep,
You could
everything.
live there. Yeah, you've got everything. You don't need to leave Buc-ee's. Once you go in, you could stay there literally for years and be
And
happy.
if you're a hunter, it's literally it's kind of a cross between Cabela's
Right.
and Walmart grocery
Yep.
and QT. And, I mean,
Yeah, it is amazing. And people think when they hear others talk about the being right there inside the Beaver, inside the Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
it's they like what it's how it's just a store. No, it's not just a
it's
store.
an experience.
The Beaver is an experience. We'll just put it right there. On the phone line right now is Watson Prunier, otherwise known as Black Man Canceled. Watson, how you feeling this morning? That we just learned that Facebook apparently may hate black people.
You know what? I'm tired of feeling oppressed. And this happening just before Black History Month too.
Right, and just after Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, what in
There is an issue. All right, so
What's up that?
describe what happened.
So I went to go look for a broadcast because, I post my things on Mojo 50 radio. I try broadcast from it, and it's great the listeners who follow and they contribute to each broadcast. And so I was like, okay, I knew I had something in this broadcast on such and such day, and I looked for it, and there's no video there. I was like, wait, not just no video there. There are none of my videos there. And so
And you
going
had
back to, I
literally
think, 2019,
hundreds
hundreds of videos. From going back all the way back to 2019, and all but 4 were missing. I was like, okay, so
Wow.
kind of like I've experienced this before, so let me just send out a message just to find out what's
he
going on
did?
here.
He was
because,
like, "Am I being removed from the station?"
Yeah.
I was like,
says,
"Yeah, I mean, no,
How'd
I mean,
you
yeah,
find
no,
out
what?"
so soon? You weren't supposed to know until the meeting later.
Yeah, well, that's usually what happens in most companies, workforce reduction.
You're right.
Hey, can you have a meeting?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we're going to kind of like disconnect you.
It's usually something like, hey, could you stop by my office after your show? And then whenever you hear that, you might as well bring a box, because it's not going to be pretty.
Pretty much.
All right, so I just
And bring
searched.
get my red swing line staple. Too.
Right. Exactly. There is it's weird because there are some videos under or on your Battle for Freedom Facebook page. When you click on videos, it's like 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 20.
Watson,
What?
I'm looking, bud. They're all back in there.
Are they?
Yes. Did you realize that?
I did
They're
not
all back
realize
in
that.
there. Oh, I thought that's the reason why you were calling me.
No, they're all
Yes,
back in there.
Every last one of them are back in there.
Wait a second. When did they
when did that happen?
replace them?
I don't know.
So you just now
all
found
I
that
know
out.
is after the show, I basically was like, okay, well, I know that because today I broadcasted straight from Battle for Freedom and shared to Mojo 50 Radio. But then after the program, I was like, okay, yeah, let's look at this. And then I was like, wait. And as my wife, before she was leaving for her doctor's appointment, I said, hey, on my program, every last one of them back.
I'm looking.
You, everyone.
They're all right back in there.
Yesterday, I looked under 3 accounts, 0 videos, all deleted.
So they heard us apparently this morning say something, and they've replaced them all.
Well, I did send a notification. Was it yesterday, Watson, that I sent the notification to them?
Yes, you sent a notification, and and I sent one too.
And they've replaced.
Amazing.
See, this is, and again, we use the platforms because they're free. They're easy, and I've always looked at Facebook and Twitter and YouTube as free marketing tools. So I can't really, bitch at them too much because it's their company. They want to take stuff down. They can take stuff down. But
yeah,
it is amazing what they will do. And I wonder if we hadn't said anything, if they would have replaced them, and why they took them down in the first place.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing about it. That's where I was kind of like, okay, you went after. It was odd that it was just mine. I mean, why not take all the videos down on Facebook? For Mojo 50 Radio.
I think that's obvious.
But they just, it's because I'm tall, right?
Exactly.
It's because I'm tall.
Because you're tall. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking through my notifications to see if they responded to me, but I don't see anything yet.
So they panicked.
Yeah.
So we made Facebook blink. We made them panic.
Yeah. Try not to push the buttons, though. Thanks.
Well, see, that's weird. Look, because we're trying to figure out what it was. Was it something copywritten? Did we have? But I was like, well, how could it be a copyright issue? Because I know when they ding you guys, they just mute. They just mute a section unless you just really go crazy and put like 3 or 4 songs full blast.
Well,
that basically gets it taken down. But
they've also, we've been temporarily banned from YouTube. How long has the channel been down, Ron? The official channel?
Our primary channel is supposed to be down for 2 weeks.
All right, so it's been down for what?
It's been down for a week,
right.
maybe a week.
Because of medical information that they won't tell us what it was.
Yeah.
See, and this is the thing. That's just It's just so sad because of the power of censorship. That they can turn around with a flick, with a click.
Yep.
I mean, what happened yesterday was meticulous. It was intentional. That you would highlight so many videos and take them all down. I mean, political, Bible studies, you name it. And then you turn around and now you're getting censored on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's just disgusting.
Well, and again, I can't bitch too much because they're free platforms. We've used them for quite a long time for free promotion and publicity. So I really can't complain. It is just obviously their hypocrisy is a bit disturbing, but you're free to be hypocritical in the United States of America. That's the beauty of this country.
True.
The problem is their stupid Section 230 protections. Now that's where I have the problem. We can't let's cut with the double standard and quit protecting them. If they want to be editors of content, that's great, but take away the Section 230 protections. Otherwise, stop editing the content. But that's not going to happen anytime soon.
If Republicans take back the House in 2022 and potentially even the Senate, because they have to have a 2/3 vote in Congress to basically create a law that can't be vetoed by the president, correct?
Right.
So it would take a 2/3 majority in Congress of Republicans to come up with the legislation to remove this protection and then be approved by the senators. And then Biden has no option he can't veto. He has to sign. Correct?
Does he have to sign? I'm not sure. The technicalities, I'm not sure. I'm not that smart when it comes to the technicalities. Somebody out there will know, but
Don't sell yourself short.
I don't.
Don't
Yeah,
sell yourself short.
I have to look up a lot of stuff. Believe me, I've never paid this much attention to politics, and it's amazing what I keep learning on a day-to-day basis. But the thing is, I don't have any faith in them to do that because I don't trust the uniparty. I don't trust the Republicans or the Democrats. I don't trust any of them to do the right thing. Therefore, even if the Republicans take over in 22, when the majority's back, is anything going to happen? No. They're
Probably not.
Yeah, and it's sad, but that's the way I feel. And the other half of the problem is all of these new platforms that get established or get not even established. They don't have a chance to get established. That come online. They don't have the numbers behind them, and I think the reason for that is it's the Parler dilemma, because we were all ready to go over to Parler, and we were there, and then they were able to crush that platform. We've all got a form of PTSD when it goes to going to a separate or another social media platform. It's like, well, I'm going to put all my love and hope into this one, and they're going to crush it too. So it's a dilemma.
So the new platforms that are coming out, though, like as Trump wants to come up with his own social media network, and everyone who's coming up with their own thing, where are they setting these up? Are they coming up with their own data centers that they can host their own things locally from their own location? Or are they still doing the mistake that Parler did and using like GoDaddy because GoDaddy is on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know. Ron, do you have any idea?
I have no idea. My guess is they're setting up their own. But you still got backbone providers, right? All the way to May West and May East and all of that other stuff. So when it comes right down to it, somebody in the line is going to not be okay with it.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the problem. Huge.
That's the problem.
And that's the unfortunate situation is that, because unless you start developing enough companies that will be, DNS servers, routers, switches, that you can't go in and overwrite the location of what's going on. Yeah. And then you have to basically have some kind of backdoor way that if it goes down, you're like, folks, if this goes down, put in this IP address. This is how you get.
Sorry, there were several in there, and I waited and saved them all up for one.
I walked right into that one.
See, Ron, this is why we can't have Watson on the program. He's just too damn controversial.
There you go.
It's pretty amazing. So, I don't know
thanks for not firing me.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
We appreciate you being at the meeting. You don't need the box. You can keep all your stuff at your desk for the remainder, at least the remainder of this week. But we should touch base next week just to make sure that you're still following, in the company footsteps, because, we'll look at you. We can't trust you. It's
well, can you get Mike Phillip to give me back my red swing line stapler? Or was it Rocky Stucci who took it?
You can't
trust.
You can't trust Canadians either. I thought you knew that by now. Jiminy.
And Minnesotans.
Minnesotans. Well, I think that goes without saying. Ooh, you can't trust Minnesotans by a long shot. All right, so Watson Prunier, just so you know, Battle for Freedom host has not been let go from Mojo 50, and we are so glad just to have you amongst the fold, Watson. Did that sound sincere, Ron?
It did.
Good.
I bought it.
Yeah, good. Well, you're welcome here anytime as long as you pay the fee.
Okay, the black man fee, right?
Exactly. Everybody.
Massa Brad.
Exactly. By the way, my card needs washing.
Oh, you got it. I'll jump right on it, sir. I'll jump right on it, sir. Be right there.
There you go.
I will make it. It's gonna be spit shine. Just like me, sir. Just like me.
You got it, Watson Prunier.
See you later. Be my little baby.
And now they're both dead.
Yeah.
Eddie Money and Ronnie Spector on Earworm Wednesday. And, of course, you watch that video. I mean, he looks so young. He looks so young. Of course, that was, 40 years ago. It's scary how many people are. I mean, we've lost Betty White. We've lost a lot of the good ones.
Yeah.
Haven't lost us yet. Yet. Romika Designs is where you'll find the rest of the good ones. If how's business going now? People.
It is slow.
It's first quarter.
It is first quarter.
No one buys diddly do in first quarter.
That's correct. Things obviously slowed down after Christmas, and
this has been a thing in radio.
so I've been learning
and television and advertising for years. No one buys stuff in the first quarter because everybody blew their wad in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I kind of using the time to learn the fiber laser. It's a little bit of a learning curve.
Have you cut your finger off yet?
No, but I did pass my hand underneath that stream of laser qualityness one day, and it scared the shit out of me.
How in the hell did you do that? Isn't there a guard?
Well, yes, except lasers are focused. You have to remember that.
Okay.
There is no guard. No, there's no guard. But lasers are focused. And if you pass your finger underneath a unfocused laser, nothing's going to happen.
It's till you get it focused.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like using a magnifying glass with the sun.
All right.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You could pass your hand across that all day long, but if you hit that focus point, it's going to hurt a little bit. So the focus point is always on the piece of stuff that you're lasering, right?
Right.
So anywhere between that and the lens, which could be 71, I think mine is 71 millimeters on my 110 lens, but anywhere between that, the closer you get to the product that is being lased, the more chance you have of hurting yourself. But if you pass your hand across the top of it, which I did, not even thinking about it, dude, and as soon as my hand went through the plane of that laser, I was like,
see? Why we can't have nice things. But it's
but I made a bracelet for Misty. Yeah,
that's the important thing. And so you're perfecting your technique on the fiber laser.
Well, yeah. The thing about the fiber laser is it's all power, speed, and frequency, and you have to learn, because literally you can take the same piece of metal, make it white, the engraving, make it black, tan, brown, but it's all based on the frequency and the speed and the power. It's crazy.
That is amazing.
But it's awesome. It is awesome.
It is awesome. It's the only thing more awesome would be if it was mounted on a shark's head.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. All right, so Romika Designs is the website, and you know what this would be. Do you get a lot of orders for people like buying things for entire offices?
We did once, but a lot of times it's the engraved tumblers to give away or something like that.
Because this would be, if you've got an office full of people and you're trying to do gifts for all of them for whatever, team building.
Yeah, team building.
Whatever it is. I mean, you give them something that's laser engraved with their name. You could do like little plaques, couldn't you?
We can do plaques. We can do awards. We can do all kinds of good stuff.
You can do anything for a price.
Yeah, and that's me.
That's
I'll
true.
do a lot of shit for a little bit of money. People know that.
But when Misty is involved in Romika, therefore there's some class there. So if you go to romikadesigns.com, you will see all of the amazing things that can be done with a laser beam that you can have in your very own home or business. And again, they do make great business gifts. Or what's the next holiday coming up? Is it Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. We do have a couple of Valentine's items out there. We're not where we need to be with Valentine's stuff, but just know that we can create almost anything people want. And a lot of it, the stuff we put on the website is just for idea generation anyway.
Right. So if you can dream it, they can do it at Romika Designs. Wade Robertson says, I'm absolutely a first quarter wad blower. Most do it in the fourth, but it's okay.
In the fourth, yeah.
Right. You want to do it in the first? I mean, you're missing out on two others. But he's young.
True.
He'll learn.
Yeah.
XDM Watson Prunier is a heart and soul savior of Mojo 50. He can't go anywhere. Exactly. But that's
Gotta-
why
gotta
that's
be
why,
here.
That's
Yep.
why Facebook doesn't like him, because he talks about God. Wonder why they did. I mean, we may never know why they did, but
It could have been some little issue.
could have been a glitch. But it's
Could have been a glitch,
awfully
but it was
strange.
odd, and it freaked both of us out.
Well, yeah. Well, it's also a good idea to have backup video, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
Like we do. You know what was weird is on Friday I did Chris Salcedo's show over at WBAP, and it was kind of a free for all Friday. And the weird thing was, I don't remember how we got on the subject of chemtrails.
Good Lord.
I know.
We did
Boy.
a show last week or early this week about that.
It's and let me tell you, the phone lines lit up, which I would never have suspected.
Yeah.
Because and I think
What
it's
was that? That was our Thursday or Friday night show, and Rocky and I disagreed. That was the first time we had ever done it where
Does
he
he-
believes in chemtrails, and
All right,
I'm like,
and you
they're
don't.
contrails, dude. Seriously.
okay,
come on.
but and there obviously there is a difference, and if you've never heard that,
Atmospheric injection, yeah, it probably happens, but not like everybody thinks.
but people mix up the words too. Chemtrail and contrail, condensation trail out of the back of a
Correct.
jet engine.
Yep.
And chemtrail, short for chemical trail. Now, so you don't believe in them, or you do?
I don't necessarily believe in chemtrails.
You don't think that, and that would be somehow.
And it's not saying I shouldn't say I don't believe in them. It's possible, yes, but as much as when people see these streaks in the sky,
right.
that's all atmospheric. You got to understand the number of planes that are in the air over your head at any one time. And just because you see these streaks in the sky that aren't immediately going away, doesn't mean that those are chemtrails. It doesn't mean that it's not a contrail that just happens to be lingering in the sky.
Do you know that there was, and I don't know, I haven't researched chemtrails enough to know whether they're happening or not, and we find ourselves in this place again because after 5 years of the powers that be just running their mouths about complete horse shit about Donald Trump, we know that they lie. We can verify that they lie now because they've been doing it for the past 5 years, and we can see what they're lying about. So we know we can't trust them. But that leaves the door wide open, at least for me, that I think anything's possible at this point. Like I said, I'm willing to listen to the flat earthers. The chemtrails, I can't figure out why. I'm not saying they don't exist, because even in a contrail, there are, I guess, trace amounts of mercury and some other
Anything coming out of that engine.
aluminum
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, technically, I guess it wouldn't be a chemical trail. It would be an element trail. So it'd be an M trail or an element trail.
An M trail.
An element
Nice.
trail. But so are there technically chemicals in a contrail? Yeah, because it's jet fuel being burned. So there would be some chemicals. But I'm trying to figure out where this whole thing got started and how and why they would want to do it. If in fact they're doing it, why would they want to be doing it? Is it population control? See,
Yeah.
and that's where it gets weird. If they're spraying us to I don't know, neuter us or make us die younger, that sounds crazy until Bill Gates and Fauci get together and start talking about population control with a virus, and you go back to chemtrails. Go, maybe there is something to what they were trying. I don't know. That's why this whole thing is so crazy. But people had definite opinions on Friday. Talked to one Navy pilot who was like, "Yeah, being a former Navy pilot, I can tell you that they don't exist. At least I don't think they do."
Yeah.
And-
And Timmy, our friend on
Don't call
Twitter.
him a friend. He's more of a pet.
Timmy the pilot.
Right.
He and I agree. I mean, there's no indication, but then again, there are pilots who have come out and said that they have been used to do chemical spraying. I mean, and look, the cloud seeding, of course, that probably takes place. It just makes sense. But atmospheric injection to put aluminum particles in the air to reflect the sun, it's been talked about. I don't know if it's been done, but you can't necessarily just look up one day and see streaks across the sky where aircraft are flying every day normally and go, oh my
Right.
God, they're chemically spraying. Don't
Well,
breathe.
I used to live in the Antelope Valley out in California. It was the heart of the aerospace industry. They made the space shuttle there and the stealth bomber and the stealth fighter and everything else. The test pilots out at Edwards Air Force Base were there. All the guys from the Right Stuff, that's where they were. We had the trails across the sky on a daily basis. And I mean, some days it looked like a giant checkerboard up there. Now, I don't know if they were, again, looking back, I'm assuming they were
all
just
atmospheric conditions as to
Makes
why
sense.
contrails hang out for a while sometimes.
right.
Because
Now-
people use the argument that, well, contrails only last about 30 seconds. Not always.
Right. And there was a as we were driving back yesterday, there were several contrails across the sky, long ones that had been obviously there for a while because they were dissipated. And then above them there was a jet flying, and the contrail coming out of it. And it looked, from my perspective, it was about a foot long in relation to, and then it dissipated, and then it was gone. It wasn't visible. And I thought, well, does that have to do with altitude? Was he so high?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Altitude differences.
So that,
Yep.
Now there is what you mentioned, the whole cloud seeding thing, the albedo, it's called the albedo modification, to combat global warming. I think it was it aluminum? Something that they want to throw into the Earth's atmosphere to reflect the sunlight back into space.
Aluminum particles. Yeah.
And I thought, wow, if ever there was a disaster or a disaster movie waiting to be made, it's about how humans decided to spray aluminum particles in the sky to reflect sunlight, and somehow it ends up blocking out the sun.
Correct.
I mean, when you start messing with the atmosphere of the Earth, now I still don't think human beings have the ability to be able to affect the atmosphere or the planet in that grand a scale, and to be able to reflect sunlight to such an extent that it would change the temperature on the planet. But wouldn't that be a great movie about the disastrous, human beings try to change the way the sun interacts with the Earth and end up, blowing the place up? Because that's what would happen. Because it would be especially if it was the government, behind it, if it was the government investigating how to do this stuff.
Stinky Biscuit says, come on. If chemtrails were purposely done by the government, they'd be complete failures.
Yeah, because they really don't do it. The government does nothing well. They screw up virtually everything they touch. They have the fecal touch. There's no doubt about it. So if they're trying to do something, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to screw it up somehow. There's a interesting story over on cancerwisdom.net. They have a link to one government document, and this was a bill that was put forth back. It was H.R. 2977 in the 107th Congress, first edition. This was in 2001. It was a bill to basically, it was a peace treaty for space. I can't remember. Dennis Kucinich introduced the bill. In this bill, it mentions space exploration, space research and development, testing, and chemtrails. And this was in 2001. They put chemtrails in HR 2977. So there is technically evidence that the government has admitted to the existence of chemtrails. Now, what that means, I don't know, but now you know. Daily Mojo continues next.
Shy boy in Iowa. Are you saying that when I come home late at night with glitter on my face, I can't blame chemtrails? That's pretty much what I'm saying. That's funny. Mrs. D. Funt says, Mr. Funt is an engineer in aviation and propulsion. Chemtrails don't freaking exist. Spraying chems can't come from fuel systems and can't be that high. And there you go.
Say that again? What? The chemtrails can't exist?
Chemtrails don't freaking exist.
I don't know what they'd like. What part of the plane would they spray them out of?
Oh, it's just like a
a crop duster.
Yeah, like crop dusting. It'd have to be.
It has been a very persistent conspiracy theory over the years.
It has been. And people believe it. They'll walk outside and see these crisscross patterns, have no idea what the hell they're looking at.
Right.
And go, oh my God, they're that's
Right.
chemtrails.
Yeah, it's
Because they're expanding or sticking around or whatever. That doesn't have anything to do with it.
It was strange though the number of people who called in on Salcedo.
Oh
show
man, you'll
Friday.
find people on both sides, big time.
And there were.
Dude, it was so funny. Rocky and I were. Rocky was like, "Oh my God, you don't believe that they're doing?" I'm like, "No, I don't."
How? Did I? Oh, I didn't send this to you. I will now. Because it's. Because I wonder how much it cost. Let's see. Holy shnikes. See how much one of those is. Don't say it out loud.
Did
just
you?
see how
Can
much.
you? Did you just click on it?
Yeah, just put one in the cart and then just click on cart. Check out. Just see how much that is.
What?
Right? That's what I said. I'm not paying that much for one of those. Are you?
No.
Wow.
No.
And if you click on shop,
But why? Why?
I don't understand the.
That gives me a bad chill.
I do not understand the fascination there whatsoever. That does not.
Lord James of Augusta says he was crop dusting in Target yesterday. He said, I really shouldn't be left to my own amusement.
All right. So see, original Georgia Peach.
Yeah.
A lot of pilots speaking out about what they were paid to do.
That's what I'm saying. Some people say that it happened. Some people don't.
The dimming full-length climate energy. The dimming.
That's the geoengineering documentary. Jamie sent it to me too. I've got it. The dimming.
How to control generation. Well, and here's the. It's easy to dismiss it as crazy, which makes it easy.
I don't dismiss it as crazy. I dismiss it as what people are actually seeing when they look up. Because my guess is if there is that occurring, you won't know that that's what's occurring. You can't look
But
up
we
and
don't
go,
know
oh.
what's. But it's easy to hide in plain sight. I mean, an argument for that would be it's easy to do it because everybody. It's easy to dismiss it because it sounds crazy.
There is that.
That's. Damn it. All
You
right.
get your free COVID test? Yeah. Did you order it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you?
Until tomorrow,
Misty ordered 4 of them.
protect your liberties. Once they're gone, there's no getting them back.
If we weren't so bad,
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titties.
we wouldn't be so good. Mojo 50. The mothership has landed.
Original Georgia Peach on the Twitter says a lot of pilots are speaking out about what they were paid to do. Did you read Mrs. D. Funt's on the air, or was that off the air? I can't remember.
I think I read that off the air, but she says, let's see here. Mr. Funt is an engineer in aviation and propulsion. Chemtrails don't freaking exist. Spraying chemicals can't come from fuel systems and can't be that high.
That makes sense. I mean, they're not going to spray them out the engine. Now, Jamie, original Georgia Peach, sent both Ron and I it's on YouTube.
It's a documentary called The Dimming. Yeah, if you're interested in it, it's geoengineering. You could go to geoengineering.org and read about it. I mean, there are people who say it happens, and there are people who say it doesn't.
Well, and there are patents that do exist because I've seen
Correct.
on that same Cancer Wisdom website. It also referenced patents that were applied for.
I think it's geoengineeringwatch.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whether it's, and just because there are patents out there for these products doesn't mean that they exist and have been used. But again, the problem with all of this stuff, you wonder why they do it, first of all. But with regard to, again, going over the past 5 years and the past couple of years, especially, and I think that's why people are more skeptical now, because over the past 2 years, as Postal Pete, hang on a second, as Postal Pete has said, where the hell is Postal Pete's sound effect?
I don't know. What'd you do with it?
Son of a, what'd you do with it? I can't find it.
In
any event, Postal Pete is
pages of sound effects.
It is. I know so many. It's not that one. But what are we, day 670 of 15 days to flatten the curve?
Oh, please. Yeah.
So we get this virus back in late 2019, early 2020. They start telling us we see the weird stuff coming out of China, people falling down in the streets. They tell us, hey, don't panic. Nobody panic. Don't bother wearing a mask. And then suddenly it's like, oh, dear Lord, we are all going to die. We all have to stay in our homes and shut down the entire planet, which is what it seems like a dream, doesn't it? The fact that we shut down the world. The entire planet shut down.
The fact that the world shut down,
right.
Not just the U.S.
Right.
or a country.
The world.
Yep.
First time in the history of history that we know of that the world shut down. And then it was, we've got the stories about the hospitals being overloaded, which, to my knowledge, we still have not seen the video of. The stories of, just overwhelming numbers of bodies being loaded onto morgue trailers, which, to my knowledge, we still not have seen the video for. Maybe out there. I haven't seen it, and I've looked. We have seen the government restrict the businesses and the people who can go back to work. We've created a vaccine that isn't a vaccine, but it isn't. And they changed the definition of vaccine to fit what this new thing
what
that
it isn't.
create. Right.
Yeah.
So everything is so convoluted and upside down with regard to what we believe is reality anymore and what is quote unquote normal. It's effed with everybody's sense of what is normal. And it's done so for going on. We're in year number 3 of this now. We are in year 3 of 15 days to flatten the curve. So it's no wonder that people are going, well, hell, maybe contrails and chemtrails do exist, because I never would have believed that we would have shut down the entire planet. I think the paradigm, it's a paradigm shift. The definition of what's normal now is malleable. It can change. Would you not agree? I mean, I think people's perceptions have naturally changed because the weirdness factor in our lives has kicked up about 100-fold over the past 2 years. Yeah?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And I think it's opened people's eyes to, okay, maybe little green men do exist. Maybe chemtrails do exist. But again, the why is what I always have. And is it for, and part of this, the geoengineering? Okay, I get it. So maybe that's a why. And in that sense, would that be surprising that they are up there spraying stuff to try to change the atmosphere, try to what they believe that the planet's going to explode if they don't spray this stuff into the atmosphere? Would that be surprising?
No.
Now, I don't know why they would be spraying this stuff on people, other than you got, like I said, Bill Gates out there talking about population control, and it's like, okay, well, and a certain amount of the population is going to go, okay, wait, if he's talking about population control, then why wouldn't these chemtrails be spraying on us to neuter us or do whatever it is they do? So I can see why people start to believe this. And I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know. But I think that like I said, our very definition of normal has changed over the past couple of years, which has opened the door. It's thrown the door completely open for what people may and may not believe. I mean, let's admit, things have gotten weird since the beginning of 2020.
I started to say since the beginning of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have thought. I don't know. See, we've talked about this before. You're always in search for answers, right?
Yep.
The perfect diet, let's say. When I wanted to lose weight, I started researching and going, all right, what is the perfect diet? Somebody has to have come up with the perfect diet. No, they'd be rich right now. So everybody who's attempted to come up with the perfect diet has gotten rich because people like me are out there looking for the perfect diet.
Yep.
When the perfect diet is watch what you stick in your mouth and the calories versus, all that.
Yep.
Here's the thing. This is the same thing that happened to me when coronavirus and all that hit. You wanted the answer. You wanted to find what is the answer. Give me the real answer.
Yep.
But now you're finding people out there who are solid researchers, people who have gone to school for years and years and years to get their MDs, PhDs, whatever, right?
Yep.
Battling other people with the same qualifications. Which one is correct? And if one of them tells me the other one is not, which is what's happening, who do you believe?
Yeah. Again, we don't.
What is this? Follow the science. There is no science.
That's a cliche now.
That is very much a cliche now.
And you're right. There is no. I mean, which science? They want you to follow who they want you to follow.
That's exactly what it is.
You find other people that have, like you said, equal credentials, and no, you can't listen to them. Which has again thrown open the doors wide for all of these other what would in the past have seemed like crazy theories. It's thrown the door wide open for their existence to be true. I mean, again, if we're going to create a vaccine that isn't a vaccine, then change the definition of vaccine so that this thing that they've created is now considered a vaccine, and it really isn't, then what else are they willing to do, or what else are they willing to hide? Oh, yeah, we lied about this, but we didn't lie about that. Promise, pinky swear. It's really effed with the fabric of society, I think. And I think this was the best advice we could have ever gotten back in, what was it, 82?
Unless you're a damn monkey.
Unless you're a monkey. But here's the thing, it's not really about the monkey. It's a metaphorical monkey. Because I always wondered, why would you want to shock the monkey? Right? I mean, monkeys don't want to be shocked.
And I'm thinking they would be shocked if they were being shocked.
But it's about jealousy. That's what Peter Gabriel said. He said, shock the monkeys about jealousy. And you have to somehow every now and then shock the monkey. It's about the jealousy in all of us over love.
Well, that made a lot of sense.
I know, right? The song was inspired by King Kong's lightning powers in the film King Kong versus Godzilla. Don't say you don't learn nothing on this here program. Because you do. Because you do.
All
and
right.
If you go now to preparewithmojo50.com, you will be able to prepare for bad times during good times. What are bad times during good times? Anybody? Bueller? I mean, the storm is coming. You prepare in advance.
Prepare with Mojo50.com.
Right. Exactly. Our nation's future, they say, things do seem calm right now. Do they? I'm not sure that they do.
I'm not sure that they do.
It's, I think what we may have going right now is a false sense of security. But everybody, again, wants normal to come back. I want normal back. I don't think we're ever getting the old normal back again. So you can either, put your head in the sand and pretend that everything is fine, or realize that these yutzes that are in control of everything right now and have been for some time and will continue to be for the foreseeable future until we can figure out a way to take the power back. It's just a good idea to be prepared. And whether, you want to just get a month's worth of emergency food, that's fine. Want to get 3 months, whatever. I mean, whatever you can afford, obviously, go to the store and look at the different things that are not on the shelves. And then ask yourself, could this get worse? Is it going to get better? Remember, the people that we have in charge of making the whole logistics thing work are people like Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi and who else? The Turtle. I mean, these are the people that we have in charge of making things get back to normal. It's not going to happen. Not anytime soon. So if you get the emergency food supply over at, and it's not just food. I mean, there are tools there that will benefit you in case of a chemtrail emergency. Let's just say chemtrails are real and they are going to dissolve, I don't know, the tires on your car. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe all the chemtrail stuff, it's designed to dissolve rubber. Ooh, think about that. Your car would be useless.
That would suck.
That would suck. That would not be a good thing. You wouldn't be able to go to the store. So you'd be happy that you had a 3-month emergency food supply in your home because you can't get in the car because the rubber tires are gone because of the chemtrails. Sure, you laugh now, but wait until you're sitting there staring.
That'll happen to somebody, and they'll go, "Son of a bitch, Brad was right."
He was right. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but let's just say you heard it here first. In any event, the emergency food will last 25 years, so you put it away, you put it in a closet, storage area, whatever, and it's there for when the proverbial fit hits the shan, because it's gonna. It will. It's all preparewithmojo50.com. The one thing you will not find at preparewithmojo50.com is the vajankle. Do not Google it.
God, dog.
Do not Google vajankle. Who put that out there this morning? Oh, it was Leprechaun. By the way, we got to see Leprechaun in Nashville. Spent some quality time with the little guy. You know, it's funny when you see him in person. He jumps up on the table because he's only about 3 feet tall. He jumps up there, and it's the voice that throws you off because you think somebody who's 3 feet tall is not going to have that voice that he has.
Did he try to stick his shillelagh where it should belong?
I took preventative measures before I got there. So his shillelagh, it's. But he does have a nice light up hat that, the battery was dead.
Nice.
But it's so I want to thank Leprechaun for the visit, number one. But thank him for making us aware of the vajankle, which the site is synthetics, and do not look this up. You'll be sorry, you'll be scarred for life, because I can't for the life of me think of who. Well, apparently somebody out there looks at this and goes, "Ooh, got to have me some of that." And this thing's almost $200.
Yeah, it is.
Now, it doesn't talk back. It's got that going for it.
But it's a foot.
But it is. I just can't figure this thing. I just don't understand
the vag
in
the ankle.
Don't look it up. Do not look it up. I promise you'll be sorry. But every time, when you think that you're a freak, when you think, wow, I need to go to therapy because some of the things that I think are, they get me going are just too damn weird, just think of the vajankle. I promise you, you are not anywhere close to as weird as you think you are, because there's somebody out there who's into weirder stuff.
Somebody looking at that right now going,
got to have me some of that, right?
Hot. Jeez, man.
I do not get it. And if you click on build your mannequin, there's nothing there. Well, that's kind of
that's because they're using all the mannequin feet for vajankles.
Wow. I wonder if they're a victim of the supply chain shortage too. I mean, can they not get materials?
Probably not.
Huh.
They had to resort to throwing vaginas and ankles of fake feet.
Wow. Man, God bless capitalism. Dr. Robert Malone, of course, the inventor of the mRNA vaccine, although they've tried their best to scrub his history from the interwebs, posted over the weekend proof, basically, that one particular therapeutic works when it comes to the Rona. And it was back in September and this was on the Gateway Pundit, the government in India posted back in September that there were 33 districts in I think that's how you say Uttar Pradesh, India, were COVID-free. The recovery rate increased up to 98.7% after these COVID, what were they called? The Uttar Pradesh COVID isolation kits were distributed to the residents of this province or whatever you call it in India. And the contents of said isolation kit were unknown at the time. We didn't know exactly what was in them. But now we do. And again, Dr. Robert Malone has put this out there. And I think Twitter canceled him. But
Twitter did cancel him.
Yeah.
Twitter banned him. I think he's over on Getter now. But
so this was what was in the COVID isolation kit that they gave to people.
do we need to use acronyms or something? Because we only have one more.
Oh, that's true.
channel.
That's true. So we'll use for when we get to the thing that is that shall not be named. It had a digital thermometer in it.
Makes sense.
It had paracetamol, 15
No
tablets.
idea what that
I
is.
had no idea either. So it's
But that almost implies I am.
yes, it
not?
does. Yes, it does.
Because the parasitical,
Right.
whatever. Yeah. Okay.
It also had multivitamin, including zinc,
Yeah.
vitamin D3,
Okay.
then the mivermectin, which is nothing like the other thing.
That's correct.
If you know what I'm saying, and I think you do. And it had a bunch of that in there, and it had benzocycline or benzocycline.
benzocycline.
It had 3-ply masks, and I think that was it. But the fact that it had the drug that shall not be named,
cocktail, that's
yes,
right.
the cocktail, and it actually was effective in India at reducing the mortality rate. Is that would that be correct? If you reduce the mortality rate, it's
See,
fewer
and that's
people
the
die.
thing. That's the other thing for me is if so many people want to do this, why make it such a big deal? Why?
It goes back to the money. It
has to, Brad.
yeah.
It's the only thing that makes sense. If people want to do this, the U.S. government should say, look, save yourselves. We're going to try to help you. But if you find something that works, for the love of God, we love you and we want you to survive. Try it.
Right.
If it works, it works.
That's the thing is that nobody in their right mind wants to believe that the government is out to get you.
Until the government tells you you can't do something
Right.
that you know is going to work.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing.
It's weird.
And then you get people like YouTube. We're going to do it, aren't we? People like
Uh,
YouTube and Facebook and everything else who believe that that's the only route to go. And so they censor everybody else's thoughts about it.
Well, remember, YouTube and Facebook and all the other social media is going back to the Section 230. They want to keep that protection because they want to be able to do whatever the hell it is they want to do on their
and the
site.
people and so they in order to keep that protection, they have to fall in line with what they're being
Yep.
told.
Sure does.
I get you. I'm with you.
So
It's stupid.
It all makes
And
sense, though. It's
it's
all money and power. So in India, despite having the lowest vaccination rate, at least 71 out of 75 districts in Uttar Pradesh reported 0 fresh COVID cases on October 19th. And then 42 districts remain COVID-free with those COVID kits.
The little kids, yeah.
Amazing. And I was texting back and forth with Beaver over the weekend about the availability of said drug that shall go unnamed on the Frontline Doctors website. It ain't cheap there. But if you find a local doctor, that's what we did, I don't know how to tell you how to do this because I don't know how the hell we did it.
Yeah.
But you find a local doctor who will prescribe it because a lot of doctors just won't. But if you find the one that does, I think this was...
And then for the love of God, take it to a pharmacist who's not going to go, are you
Right.
using this for
well,
COVID?
they'll find the pharmacy for you. But I think let's say I paid for whatever the hell the bottle was, $120. I think it was a month's worth. I hear footsteps. Aha. Got it. Budesonideworks.com. Budesonideworks.com.
There we go. That's how we get off of YouTube.
Budesonide is an inhaler that helps you with asthma. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just, and I'm telling you, that's how we get off. That's what happened. YouTube's going to go, oh, okay, well, shit, they're giving freaking medical
I'm not
advice
giving medical advice. I'm just telling you there's a website out there called budesonideworks.com. Go there. And I don't know what's there. But the budesonide, which is, again, used for asthma,
my daughter uses has used budesonide.
You can't even say it. Are you drunk again? You're drunk. Budesonide.
It's in a
cortical
inhaler.
steroid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in an inhaler.
And I've been doing it twice a day for the past 2 weeks.
I think I had to use it before. Back, it was, well, maybe at the beginning of 2019 or at the end of 2019 when I thought that I had the flu.
Right.
Or when I had the flu and then COVID, we just didn't know about it then.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they gave me an inhaler then to use.
Did it help your breathing?
Absolutely.
You don't realize.
Absolutely.
And you don't realize that you're not breathing right
until you use something like that.
And then you start like, whoa.
Holy shit.
I can breathe in and out. I'm telling you, and I don't know what it was I had at the beginning of 2020. I didn't test, but I think it's the same thing that I had a month ago. And the after effects of it, and I don't know if I had what do you call it? Pneumonia. I don't know if I had pneumonia beginning of 2020 and it went untreated and then just screwed me up for a year, but I've been having the breathing issue for over a year. And this stuff is like, whoa, I can breathe again. Now I'm not 100% back either, but it is stunning how much this stuff has worked.
When you open those little capillaries in your lungs, and you take those deep breaths, you're like, oh, it's like what is euphoria because there's so much oxygen.
Yeah. Whoa. Shit, I'm dizzy. I got more oxygen coming into me now than I have in a year. But it would explain a lot. It would explain why I went to a doctor a year ago for something different, and he said, and you're kind of anemic.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're anemic. Guess what? When you have low blood oxygen, that's anemia. Oh. Now everything's falling into place.
I thought there was too much iron.
I did too, but if you look up the definition of anemia and along with blood oxygen, you'll see it. They're tied in together. So I'm telling you, this stuff is weird. This whole COVID thing is bizarre. I have no problem believing it was designed.
Well, when the government fights this much against you
in an ablay, it was an ablay escape.
Yeah.
That's so we don't get banned completely from YouTube. I don't know if Brandon's next or not, but something
He's supposed
is.
to be.
All right, it's your Daily Mojo.
A free exchange of ideas.
Clear. That's freaking Timmy the pilot says, hey, I've got my patches. Any pilots out there want to make a few bucks? See me about getting your official patch. I love that. Hashtag Team Chemtrail. Hashtag spray and pray.
Right.
That's funny.
Telling you, if it's a campaign to dissolve tires on cars, it's probably something weird we would never think about, which makes it again easier for them to keep it secret.
The fact that the government wants to fight you against using the tools you think will work.
Isn't it just?
I would be like, seriously, if you find something that works to save your life and your family's life, use it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not illegal drugs, use it. Right? And there's nothing illegal about that.
No.
I've got Brandon. Hey, brother. Ooh.
Hey, guys.
That was cool. What was that sound?
Hi.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
The sound?
Yeah, there was a sound or something when we first connected to you. It sounded like a...
Oh,
I know I'm on Reddit, and I clicked a link,
Oh, I
and
got
it
you.
had music behind it.
Oh.
I'm just browsing Reddit.
All
I
right.
browse Reddit when I'm getting ready for bed at night.
I thought you did that in the toilet.
No, dude, that's TikTok.
Okay. All right. Stand
All right,
by.
Brandon, hang on, buddy. Good to hear you.
It's American Pride Roasters coffee. Historically, great
10
coffee.
seconds.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Amtrak just tweeted the increased blood flow from enlarged capillaries to treat COVID reminds me of the story of the female nurse in the UK that was brought out of a COVID coma by being given Viagra. And yeah, that's a real story. And again, Beaver sends me a lot of material. It's kind of strange, but I get a lot of material from the Beaver.
From the beeve.
From the Beeve. But it's true. There was a nurse who was brought out of the COVID coma by being given Viagra. Who would have thunk? Anything's possible. It's a strange and beautiful new world. Debbie over in the Facebook chat room. Yes, an inhaler helps instantly. It's amazing what it's been able to do, and I can actually, because there was a point where it hurt to take
just
a full
inhale.
breath.
Yeah.
And now watch. I'm going to hold my breath for a minute.
All right. Well, you could have warned a brother or something that you were not going to talk.
Exciting, right? Just, all right. On the line right now with us, direct from his palatial estate somewhere deep in the heart of Texas, is the Brandon Morse from redstate.com, and also over on Twitch and over on the Twitters. He's the Brandon Morse. Brandon, how are you feeling? Are you continuing? Are you completely over your Rona sickness?
Yeah, I mean, I hope. So I went to the Cowboys game, and it's funny because I was walking in there, and she was worried. She's like, my wife, we can't get corona again. I mean, I was like, no, we're immune at this point in time, but there's a chance we could get the flu.
That's
and
true. Yeah.
then 2 days later, I'm sitting here on just working, and all of a sudden, I just feel like garbage. And I was like, oh
no way.
So you've got Florona.
So hopefully, I'm hoping that the problem was that I was just lacking a lot of sleep, and so I slept a lot, and I feel a little better right now. So maybe it's just the lack of sleep. That's all it was.
I hope so, dude, because that's not fun. Going
No,
from
it
one
isn't.
to the other.
No, it's not.
Did you get a
it's
beer
not.
when you were at the game?
I may have had like 5 or 6.
Okay, so and the reason I ask is because when we were in Nashville, we were at a bar that had the game on, which I don't watch the NFL because I think that they are a bunch of leftist thugs anymore, but the game was on. And it was a bar that had this new beer dispensing system. Have you seen it, that dispenses the beer from the bottom up?
I've seen those.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Holy shit on a biscuit. That is the coolest thing I have ever seen in my life.
That is witchcraft.
It is
what that is.
It's these, and for those not familiar, the glass beer glasses have a hole in the bottom of them with a metal collar, and they put a magnet, like a refrigerator magnet, around one about the size of a silver dollar. They drop that in the glass that seals up the bottom, and to fill the glass up with beer, they put it over a little post, hit a button, and the beer comes in from the bottom and fills perfectly with a perfect head on it. And then they just reach over and pop the glass off the filler. There's no spillage. They don't have to that's got too much foam. And the time that they save, it's a $45,000 system. The guy told us who ran the place. It's like, I guess it depends on how many taps you have, of course, but $45,000 system. It is magic. It is unbelievable how
but it's
cool this thing is.
specialty glasses, though, right?
Yeah, and you get to keep the magnets. Oh, and here's the second part of it. Each of the magnets has this has an E on it. This one has a pound sign, and the bar that we went to is called Party Foul. in Donaldson, Tennessee, which right outside of
Great,
Nashville.
great name.
Isn't it?
Great name for a bar.
You collect the little magnets, and if you spell out certain words, you get free, I don't know, dinner, free beer, free whatever. So it's a brilliant system. Expensive, but brilliant. So if you're ever in a bar and see this system, it is the closest thing to magic I've seen. It really is amazing what they are able to do now. I should get out more often because I think this system has been around for a couple of years now, but it is truly amazing. And that game, by the way, was almost brilliant for the Cowboys.
It could have been one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history.
It could have been,
and it ended with a whimper.
Yes,
and
it was so sad.
Literally happened. Yeah, it literally happened right in front of me, and I was one. You know, did you see those fan cams or like Barstool was posting with people who were just sad looking?
Right.
You would have seen me sitting on the my seat in front of me, the backrest on it, just kind of my hands on my knees, just looking down. It's just so sad, depressed.
It really was. I mean,
but I got to meet Dr. Disrespect, so it was pretty cool.
Wait, who? Who?
Oh my God! Why did you say that?
Who's Dr. I don't know. I'm not hip. You know that.
No, just trust me. Just trust me. Just go. Oh man, that's really cool.
That is so cool that you met Dr. Disrespect. Ron has no idea who that is.
I
know who Dr. Disrespect
Brandon, I saw the picture. I know who it is. I saw the picture. That was actually pretty cool.
You didn't see a picture.
I sure did.
You did not.
Brandon, isn't there a picture?
There's many pictures. You know what's funny is my wife took a picture with him too, and she got more likes than me.
Did she really?
It pissed me off.
See, they're out together.
His mullet going on.
Oh well, see,
yeah.
It was an amazing. It was. I can only compare it to the Music City Miracle. I was at that game, which was an amazing game at the end there with the trick play and then of course the Titans went on to blow it in the Super Bowl. But that's what this game kind of reminded me of. It could have been, but it in true Cowboys fashion, they were able to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. So good for them.
Yep, and it's like a record for them now. This is I think what did they say, the 11th time they've gone down in the playoffs without making the conference.
See,
and it's embarrassing. And I mean that entire game was kind of embarrassing. I would like to blame the refs, because the refs did screw us over a few times. But let's face facts: the boys they did not play well.
And here
they screwed up again and again and again.
The fact that the NFL is rigged. Well, how is it rigged? It's rigged with the officials. The officials can call holding on any play. It's so they can they call,
but not
holding
against Micah Parsons,
right? So they call
it
on
they
plays
don't
that
the
are
very
key.
first play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how
the very
that's
first
how they
play
rig it.
there was a holding call on Michael Parsons they should have made and they didn't.
Mm-hmm. So that's how they rig the NFL. Besides, it's a bunch of thugs anyway, and they fund all the defund police. I know, but some people can get past that and just watch it. In any event.
Well, I like Dak Prescott. He's a good guy.
I know, and that's the problem. It's like if you can actually shut it out of your mind that they're a bunch of thugs and they're funding all this defund the police stuff, and they have it on the back of if they didn't have it on the back of their helmets, that would be helpful. But fund change or something, pursue change. And if you look that up, it's
the change.
Be the change. And it's like
it takes all of us.
I know, takes a village. You have a nice little piece over. And when I say nice piece, I'm referring to Don Lemon over at CNN. Oh yeah, he. And this is something they've been pushing for some time, and it's actually brilliant when you think about it from their side. But it is total horseshit when you think about it with any common sense. So CNN is suggesting that researching things for yourself is stupid.
You're an idiot if you do that.
Which
is,
the balls it takes to say that, they're amazing. So I have to say here that Don Lemon has amazing balls.
He does have amazing balls.
right?
He shows them every now and again, and you're just, wow.
Yeah, mostly he's
did
showing
that.
his ass, and you can just see the balls as a sideshow. Oh, no. Damn it, you got me.
So,
Okay, I'm better.
You okay, bro?
That was part of the lung, I think, came up.
So to catch up the listeners, what was going on is Don Lemon was sitting there chatting it up. And he decided to say that we have to start doing things for the greater good, for the greater good, for the greater good.
You know who else said
of
that?
Society.
Hitler.
And not for idiots who think that they can do their own research or that they are above the law and can break the rules. So first off, Rich of a guy like that to say that, because wasn't he the guy cheering on the Black Lives Matter riots, which destroyed cities and neighborhoods and communities, all against the law, saying that, it's justified because, he literally said it was justified because it was about justice. I don't know where's there's justice in burning down some innocent guy's store because some other dude killed some other dude somewhere else. I don't know. But, Don Lemon apparently is very smart. He's smarter than me, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yes.
I do my own research.
Exactly.
And then, this whole entire idea that you're not supposed to do your own research and that's an idiotic thing to do is clearly narrative manipulation. It's, the truth is whatever we say it is. And if you see something that's not, what we say it is, then it's, quote, misinformation.
Right.
And that's a bad thing. Everyone knows what misinformation is because the mainstream media can't stop repeating it over and over and over again. For those of you who don't know what misinformation is whatever inconveniences the narrative of the left. That's all it is. They could say the sky is green, and if you look at yourself and you say, "Oh no, the sky is blue," they would say that no, that's misinformation, and you should probably be locked up in jail for that.
Correct. Yep.
And that's not an exaggeration, because there was another poll that came out where Democrats were asked, "Hey, what would you like to do with the unvaccinated?" And like 49% of them said, "Well, we could put them in camps." That's true. That's not a lie. That's on the Red State as well. Front page. Actually wrote about that as well. But this is actually the second time that CNN has tried to lie to you about doing your own research and seeing your own stuff. They actually at one point tried to tell you that it's illegal. When it came to, y'all remember the WikiLeaks in 2016, the Hillary Clinton emails?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
You remember when Chris Cuomo was like, this is his direct quote. "Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you're learning about this, you're learning from us." That was his direct quote. That was him saying that it's illegal for you to have the WikiLeaks documents, and but they can have them, and they can talk to you about them. They can kind of give you the 411 on what's going on with them, but you can't look for yourself. Don't you dare, because that's illegal.
Well, and literally, I wasn't kidding when I said, you know who else said that? Hitler. They did the very same. The Nazis did the very same thing. When you questioned them, bad things happened to you. And it was like, wait, so these guys are literally just, we've long said, they're the fascists, even though they keep calling those conservatives fascists. It's like, you guys are doing the same thing the Nazis did, and you're calling us fascists.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah. Again, this goes back to that whole normalcy thing that we were talking about earlier, because I know you were asleep, Brandon, and not listening, but we were discussing chemtrails and the fact that there's a pretty significant percentage of the population who believe in chemtrails or believe that they're spraying something on us, and I can't say they are or aren't. But the fact of the matter is that the last 2 years of quote unquote what is considered normal have been so effed up that it's not surprising that we have these beliefs that are like outside what we would consider normal these days. the definition of normal has shifted to include some pretty weird stuff.
Well, a lot of that is the internet. A lot of that is also the fact that we have these leaders and these scientists and these quote unquote experts and stuff that are willing to lie to us to our face.
Yep.
And tell us like, hey, we know that you see that this, like we'll take masks for instance.
Yep.
We'll know that you see that the masks aren't working. We'll know that with vaccines. We know that you see that the vaccines aren't working.
Right.
But they work.
Right.
And if you say anything other than that, we're going to ban you on Twitter and YouTube. And it's like, well, now we're filling in because of this information gap, and humans need to have information. They need to have the whole story. And if they can't get the whole story, they'll start filling in the blanks for themselves.
Yep.
And that while many people will, be responsible about it and be like, all right, well, I'm going to go check out my own information and see what I can do. There's still going to be gaps, and they're going to fill that in. They're going to naturally, by nature, we're going to fill those gaps in. And some people fill it in with, very logical and well thought out stuff. And some people fill it in with wackadoo material. And that's human nature. We can't stop ourselves from doing that. But at the end of the day, it's not our fault. It's theirs.
Yes, exactly. And it doesn't help that over the course of the past couple of years, we've shut down the entire planet, which sounds like a giant conspiracy theory. If you said that 4 years ago, yeah, we're going to shut down the entire world, literally. Everybody's going to stay at home. We're going to shut everything down. You would have looked at that person and thought they were nuts.
Right.
And now it's like, I'll be damned. So it just again, it widens that window for what people would consider normal at this point. Like you mentioned the masks, and we've heard, I mean, how many times have the powers that be flip-flopped on masks? About 100?
Yeah.
and
they did it recently as well, where they were like, oh, well, it's merely facial decoration at this point. Well, you think? We already knew that.
And now what is it?
But we're the idiots.
Yeah, and now what is it? Biden is ordering 500 million face masks to send to people.
400 million.
400 million.
Yep, 400 million.
Why?
What a great use of taxpayer dollars.
No
well,
kidding.
they're pulling them out of the what do you call it? Not the archives, but the
surplus?
stash.
The surplus?
Yeah, the government stash. Yeah.
These are the ones that we weren't supposed to be using, according to Fauci at the beginning, because
that's correct.
The medical people were supposed to be using them, but
we were supposed to be giving them to them. Yeah.
Right. And now we're also and you ordered yours, right, Ron? Your
the
testing
home
kits.
test. Misty ordered them yesterday.
All right, and Brandon, have you ordered your free home testing kits?
Nope.
Oh, you must. You
we
must.
haven't.
You
We're
must
done.
do that.
We're done with COVID.
No. You've got to order them. They're
over.
free. You've got to order them.
Oh well, nothing's free.
Wait a minute. What? Nothing's free? You mean somebody paid for all these tests that the government is now sending out to people free?
Oh yeah.
You did.
Oh, son of a!
I figured we were going to get the ones we paid for. That's why I missed the order.
There you go. That's just it. We paid for them. By God, we're going to get some. And don't you have to go to the post office website to do it, Ron?
No, they opened a website yesterday.
Okay. And it
COVIDtest.org, I think.
Does it work?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Really?
COVIDtest.org. Hang on a second. I'll tell you what the link is.
COVIDtest.org.
COVIDtests.gov.
Oh, well, you were close, except you weren't even close. Well, look at that. Get free at-home COVID-19 tests. And what is the picture there on the front page, Ron? What is the picture right next to the chick with the swab up her nose?
I don't know. I haven't been there.
I thought you just said.
No, I just read it to you. It looks like a. I don't know. Let me go there. Hang on.
I'll save you the trouble.
Oh, it's a U.S.
Yes, it's a U.S. Postal Service. And what happens, Ron, when you click on the order your free at-home tests?
It goes to the USPS.com.
Thank you. It takes you to the Postal Service website. So they have...
Who has no mandate for the vaccine.
Who, by the way, is not... it's only a government agency when it wants to be. At other times, it's not. And so they have found a way to actually funnel money to the Postal Service so that they can stay afloat by funneling. Is that not amazing? Come on,
that is absolutely amazing.
You got to give them credit for this one. They found a way to funnel money to the Postal Service. Good for them. So go to covidtests.gov and order the COVID tests that you've paid for, but you can only get 4.
Correct. That's correct.
So if you're a family of 5, decide which of you is dispensable.
Who gets to die?
Yes, and let them sit in the garage while the rest of you test for the COVID. I mean,
That's right.
Is this not the quintessential government program?
It really is.
It's one of the.
It really. And what's funny to me is like most people, like if you look at the way that Omicron went through other countries,
right.
We're going to start seeing our downtrend very soon because Omicron ripped across the country. Everybody got it. Everybody got it. Now it's like, okay, you're over it. You're over it. You're over it. Who's left?
Right.
At this point in time, who hasn't had it? You know, and our buddy here excluded. Omicron was more of an annoyance, in my opinion. Like I was out for a couple days and then I was back on my feet. You know, it's most people feel that way about it. And so
how do you know you had Omicron? First of all, how do you know you had that variant? Are you just guessing?
I'm just guessing, just judging by the way that, like, you know, I went down. Now, given some people said I had the more like the Delta than Omicron, they said. But, you know, I mean, I'm just sitting there kind of looking at what happened. Like I said, I was down for like maybe 2 or 3 days. And then I was fine. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I had, like, the worst that I had afterward was a little bit of a cough for like a couple weeks. But even that went away after a little while. It's like, well, I don't understand at this point why we're making such a big deal out of something that is far less bothersome than the flu itself.
Right.
Let it go. It's over. The pandemic's done. So it's over.
I don't know what the hell I had. I have no idea. I don't know what variant it was. I know I tested positive on the home test, and then, you know, it somehow was pneumonia.
I imagine it mixed with the myriad of diseases that you already had from your younger days.
That's probably what it was.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that it danced around with the syphilis gonorrhea thing? I mean,
yes. Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I mean,
huh.
You got to get rid of syphilis, by the way, dude. I mean, do you ever know what happened to Al Capone
and Hitler?
I'm just letting you know, man.
And you know what? They both went down in history too. So imagine the impact I'm going to make. Right.
Okay. Well, in order to do that, look, if you want to go down in history like Hitler, you're going to have to start doing what the Democrats are doing. Okay?
Go down
suggesting that they put people in camps
or go down on history. One of the two.
Before... I don't know who Ava Braun is. So.
Sorry, I was just coughing up my other lung. I don't see any lasting effects of this. This is last year's news as far as I'm concerned, because and this is on the front page of Newsweek. Headline: China uses anal test to detect Omicron as COVID variant spreads before Winter Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So
what a great country.
The Chinese are back to using the anal swabs. Remember they did this a few months ago to the diplomats? Remember that? And they had to apologize?
The diplomats? Diplomats came over to their country and they were like, drop trowel.
Yes, from the United States. Diplomats came. The story is out there, and they later apologized. And people are like, no, that was bogus. They didn't use anal swabs to detect COVID. And now here it is, Newsweek. Chinese health authorities are ordering the use of controversial but more precise anal swabs to detect COVID-19 for a 3rd year running as an Omicron. So
what a great metaphor.
You're going to take it up the ass metaphor when you go to China.
Exactly. Welcome to China. Bend over.
Oh, gosh. This is just, I mean, you cannot make this crap up.
I can see the people lined up as they get off the plane now.
I know.
Drop
We've been walking away from the facility like oh god.
This is amazing news. All right, so the Brandon Morse on Twitter, over at redstate.com, and this is
and quick announcement.
Yes.
Quick announcement.
Absolutely.
On Friday, due to some recent developments at my job, I have begun doing a live streamed political show. So this coming Friday at noon, Texas time,
All right.
I will send out a link on my Twitter, and we will have a live streamed political show.
Does
Be
this
there.
political show have a name?
It's called Live Stream Political Show.
Okay.
Brad. Come on.
It's called live. Like, what the hell? Were you not paying attention?
I guess,
No, it's
I guess not. Okay.
it's called Brandon Morse. It's called Brandon Morse Live.
Oh, will it be off of Red State?
Wait a second. Did that how large was the committee that came up with the title?
It was literally me going, shit, what do I call this? You know what? How about Brandon Morse Live?
That's a great. I mean, it's better than Brandon Morse Dead.
It's a superb name.
It is. It is
All right.
superb.
Friday
Actually-
at noon. Okay.
Friday
Actually,
at noon.
I kind of
Brandon Morse. You should have called it Brandon
Friday
Morse
at noon,
Dead.
I'll send out a link from my Twitter at the Brandon. I should.
Hey, what's your Discord again, Brandon?
What the hell's a Discord?
I will. It's a long, complicated
Oh,
address.
Can
Just
you
go
email,
to go
email
to my,
it or text it to me
Yeah.
so I can. All right.
You guys
yeah.
done? Are you guys done
I'll
now?
do that.
Yeah, we're done.
Are you done?
All right. Thanks, Brandon,
Yeah,
buddy.
we're done.
All right, we're done.
Love you guys.
See ya.
Love you right back.
20 minutes, let's go!
Love you a long time. That's it. The end of 2 hours that you wasted once again of the Daily Mojo for what is it? Wednesday, January 19th.
Wednesday,
Although
yes.
It feels like a Monday, and I have seriously for the past month I've had no idea what day it is. So let's find out if any of the lessons were sticky and stuck to anything. Over in the Twitters, Original Georgia Peach, misinformation is anything they deem untrue because it makes them, the government, look bad. And again,
Yeah.
if you look it up, it's exactly what the Nazis did. It's and they call us fascists. That's the amazing thing in all of this, that we are the fascists. Who is putting people in jail for going to Washington, D.C. on January 6th? Who was killing... don't get me started. Laird Leprechaun, has anyone noticed that the best thing to test for the Rona is the same as the virus itself? Crap. That's a good point. And the China anal swab story? It doesn't get it. I mean, seriously. They're ramming it up their butts to, not theirs, everybody who's coming to the Olympics. And people are still going to the Olympics. Max and Gumball says every time Uncle Brad Staggs says not to Google something, that's the first thing I do. Damn it. She's really got to keep a closer leash on that. I'm so sorry. Saddle Effing Tramp. So, the Brandon Morse is starting a political talk show. Wonder if he could get it on Mojo 50. Did the way he announced that sound weird to you, Ron?
It was kind of odd, yeah.
There's a story behind that I don't know.
There is a story. There has to be a story.
I can't wait to hear what the story is because that was a weird little way of doing it. But okay. Timmy, the retired pilot, bend over, bitches, say cheese. It's sadly that if you're going to go to the Olympics, that's what you're going to get. Let's see here. In the Facebook chat room, Alan says, well, Ron Phillips may have to add that to attachment to his bidet. Now, that's not a bad idea. If you could, the COVID attachment, it's just that at the end there you get the, and then it tells you whether or not you have it. Let's see, what coming up across most of these Mojo 50 radio stations is the encore presentation of Abnormal Realities.
That's correct. Yeah, last night we talked about psychological experiments.
Uh-huh.
Was kind of crazy. Yeah.
Well, good for you. For
Weird stuff.
From two guys who are victims of psychological experiments, Ron
There
and
is
his little
that.
friend Rocky. Of course, your Daily Mojo here is made possible by the COVID-free fingers of Ron Phillips spinning those dials radio style right over across in the next room. Until next time, we the people must continue to hang together or face the alternative. 6 Emperor Tyrannus, resist stupid, and good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are. See, I forgot.
Wow, no shit.
You got me.
That's apparent.
Bye. Okay.
That mentioned the budesonide's working.
Is it? I
No,
didn't see you
actually-
take any. Did you take it?
No, the budesonide is an inhaler.
Yeah.
You put it in.
Yeah.
And it does. That's the coughing is good because it's like getting rid of the other crap, which is in there, which is a good thing. I kind of like that.
Good morning, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count for the Daily Mojo, Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. Today there were 13 missed innuendo bells for a creamy texture. Put it in your mouth and swallow. 9 jerky bars with 1 bell. Blew the wad and been doing it twice a day. And 3 actual bells. Peace out, boys. Stay healthy. Talk to you mañana.
You know, it's I'm never going to be the same knowing there's a jerky bar.
I'm telling you, dude, and it's freaking, they've got every kind of beef jerky or turkey jerky or you can.
So right there, inside the beaver is a jerky bar.
Inside the beaver.
Son of a...
Epicurean.
You can jerk. Never mind.
Epicurean.
This fits in, has nothing to do with personal hygiene.
Epicurean.
It's an adjective. Fond of or adapted to luxury or indulgence in sensual pleasures, having luxurious tastes or habits, especially in eating and drinking. So if you are at the jerky bar inside the beaver, I believe you would consider yourself an Epicurean. Would that be fair?
I think so. I think that's right.
Alrighty then.
That is a wrap.
What is today again? Wednesday? So we're back tomorrow,
Wednesday.
right? Are we back
Yeah, we
tomorrow?
are back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
And then it's going to be Friday. All right. Got it.